Now, in its 12th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, back from Europe and live from Harlem in New York. It's the Ramble with me. I'm Alex Bennett. Lori Thompson, what are you doing here?
I'm hanging out. I thought I could look you up and maybe we could have a chat.
You just decided to wow.
Yeah, what a coincidence, eh?
Yeah, it's terrific. I love seeing you. You're outside. It's in Florida. This is going to be a very hot day in New York right now. It's up to 94 degrees.
It's like, do you think this is indeed the global warming we've been?
I don't think because it's warm, that doesn't define global warming exactly. But globally, we've had the fires we've had, the floods we've had, the earthquakes, You know, the Earth is a sentient being.
Yeah, it's a living creature, man.
Yeah, and it doesn't like us anymore.
We've just taxed it to the gills.
Yeah, I mean, it's just saying, hey, listen, you're screwing me up. And I'm going to get rid of you guys if you don't take care of yourselves. And it's just revolting against us now.
Yeah. Do you wonder how many other times in the past this has happened, this exact thing? Earth just got fed up.
Well, it did in a way. When you talk about the Ice Age, of which there was more than one, I believe.
Probably.
Oddly enough, there was more than one, but the major Ice Age, what it did is it just said, okay, now it's time to renew the Earth.
Uh-huh.
And it just brought on the Ice Age, and what the ice did is it just kind of like peeled off a layer.
Uh-huh.
And then it melted, and everything was new and fresh again. And
it's kind of like going to the plastic surgeon. You get a chemical peel.
Yeah.
And just everything's renewed.
And I think that got rid of all the dinosaurs and so on when they lived, and they were hit by a comet. I
thought you were going to say hit by a car.
Well, it hit Earth, and it pretty much decimated the whole planet and everything on it.
Yeah.
Except for roaches. Roaches survived the Ice Age. Roaches survived the comet.
They'll survive the apocalypse.
But anyway, so I believe that that's true. I think it's Earth just saying, nature saying.
Saying, I'm sick of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could actually, if you and I are going to be long gone before this becomes a possibility, but I think if they don't do something right now, eventually, it's going to be just a problem of nature saying, fuck you.
Yeah, and it will continue. It will increase the intensity of its fuck yous.
Yeah.
Until we get it.
I mean, I honestly believe there will be, within the next couple of hundred years, an extinction event.
Yeah, very well put, because that covers a lot of possibilities.
I think that COVID was a minor extinction event.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be major extinction events, and when they happen, watch out. Because if it's us versus nature, nature wins. What are you going to say?
Well, aren't we essentially human beings kind of a parasite on the Earth?
A parasite on the Earth. Well, no, we are not. Let me put it this way: we are not good guardians of the planet. We are not. Well, I mean, if we just go, hey, we're humans. We can do anything. Knock down that mountain. Plug up that river. Yeah. And nature's going, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct, because nature is a force. Yeah. And it's a force that doesn't really enjoy being toyed with.
Well, we don't. See, the problem that we have is we have this idea as humans that we are the most important thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that we don't take good care of the planet, but it should be considered an equal partner.
Yes. Yes.
in our lives. And instead, we just say, fuck it, let's tear down that mountain, you know?
Yeah, it's just I think that we haven't been creative enough in satisfying our needs with respect for the
That's
planet.
correct. That's
Yeah.
absolutely correct.
Wouldn't all of life be better if we just had more respect for each other, for the planet? Respect just
Respect,
covers-
period. Just, you know, like last night, I'm trying to go to sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're getting close to the 4th of July, which is a terrible time in this neighborhood. And all of a sudden, I hear the world's loudest firework go off.
Yeah,
Bang! It was like dynamite had exploded.
the big
And
boomer.
I'm going, hey, kid, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Have some respect for people who live here.
Yeah, and I guess at that age, I don't know if I got it or not. Of course, we lived in a small town. If you had tried that, pretty soon your parents would be on you, going, "Did you wake up the neighbors?"
Oh, did I ever? I think I may have told you the story about when we were living in Marin County, which is kind of rural, you know.
Oh yeah, at that time it was very.
In fact, we lived on an acre of property. That's how not next door to your neighbor you were. Okay?
Yeah, man. If we
But
purchased,
we had these neighbors up the hill, we called it, because we lived on a hill, and they had a big house, and he was a photographer during World War II, and had become a photographer after the war too.
yeah,
A very good photographer. His name was Ernie Braun. In case anybody knows photography, he was very well known.
oh
Okay?
wow,
Yeah, worked
didn't
for
know you had this.
Sunset Magazine and so on. And did a lot of architectural photography.
Oh, like Gary and yeah,
But it was 4th of July. It was that time of the year, and we're kids, and we got fireworks, so we start blowing them off. You know, and we got a couple of good ones. We got what they call cherry bombs. You remember cherry
Yeah.
bombs? Yeah.
I remember those.
We simply called them by that because they were extra loud. Okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't. They were all measured by loudness
Yeah,
and how far you had to run before it went off. You know.
yeah.
So we had a couple of cherry bombs. We're blowing them off. Fine. We get a call from up the hill,
Yeah.
and it's our neighbor, the Bronze. It's the wife, and she's saying, "Could you tell your kids to stop blowing off those fireworks? My husband was in World War II as a photographer, and he's under the bed right now because
my
he
God.
does have. They called it shell shock in those days. Today we call it PTSD, but he had PTSD, and that was the first time I ever realized. Hey, you know, you really got to be careful when you do this stuff, not for yourself, but for the people around you.
Yeah, empathy, man.
Yeah.
You're developing empathy.
And I don't know when people lost empathy, but I think it's when the cities got bigger and population got more crowded, and they lost empathy because everybody was pushing everybody else. You know?
And the high level of turnover in neighborhoods, like the Bronze, you remember the Bronze.
Yeah.
And we know our neighbors because we live in small town Florida.
Okay.
But but I think who was it? George Carlin had that bit. If we were introduced to everybody in the world, there'd be no wars. I can't go to war with him. I know Bob. You know.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I mean, and I think there are a lot of other things. To begin with, war is maybe the stupidest thing you can possibly have.
Then I can't think about it too long because the absurdity, the ludicrousness of it just
But
overwhelms.
you go, why? You know, why war? Who cares
Appetites,
about war?
ego.
Huh?
That's it. It's appetites and ego that cause.
You
I
think
would
that's
say,
it?
Oh, I think that causes a good measure of our problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think wars, I don't know, they've existed throughout humanity, and is that our nature? I mean, is our nature as humans to go to war?
Well, I think once again, I'm afraid that I won't be able to satisfy my appetites. So I'm going to make sure I control the supply of all the good stuff. And then ego, because people want to be the top dog, so they go to war. Like
They want to rule the world. Yeah.
right? Which I don't.
I
don't
mean,
understand that.
Trump would like to rule the world.
That's exactly
You
it.
know, I don't think he's ever going to be able to, but he'd like to rule the world.
Yeah, and that's it. Appetites and ego.
But I just don't understand war. I mean, the most precious thing any of us have, above and beyond anything, is life.
Yeah.
And now we're going out and depriving other people of their lives. I mean, Trump goes and drops bombs on Iraq and on Iran and says, hey, that's good. We did that for the purpose of this or that or whatever. No, but you just killed 10,000 people.
And
don't you think about that? Don't you think you're a mass murderer?
Yeah, but it protects our lifestyle here in the States. It protects our lifestyle, and frankly, we're hooked.
Anybody that bought the argument that he was going to have a nuclear device that was going to hit the United States within months if we didn't stop him is ridiculous.
I think the whole landscape politically is ridiculous at this point for those very reasons.
I mean, the best thing that ever happened to this world was that we dropped 2 bombs in Japan. And the reason that's good is we saw how devastating they were, and now everybody in the world has a bomb, of course, except Iran, because they're not allowed to, and nobody's used it in all these years, and it's been, what, no one's ever used it because they saw how devastating it was, but they had to have it so nobody else would use it on them.
Yeah, and like, what if you and I were standing in a city, and like we're standing in Hiroshima, when they dropped the big bomb, what would be the immediate physical impact on us?
If you live there?
Yeah.
Well, death, I think.
Would you just crumple like a Dixie cup into the pavement?
A lot of people did.
Yeah, is that it? Is it just?
I think what they found were some of the remnants of human beings were actually the bomb had impressed their shadow into the concrete or whatever. Just amazing stuff. We don't ever want to do that again because we saw what it did.
Yeah, we saw what it did, kind of, but we never saw, I've never seen a TV show that says when a bomb is dropped and a human being is in that target area, this is what happens. His skin peels off. He starts throwing up. He then can't walk.
I think you want to be close to it so you'll be almost disintegrated.
Okay,
but you don't want to be in the circle, on the outer edge of the circle, where you get the radiation and you get the scarring, the peeling of the flesh and so on and so forth. But you live, but the radiation gets you a few years later.
What will it do? Just cause your organs to malfunction, or will it change?
I don't know exactly what radiation does, but it kills you. Eventually. If it doesn't do it immediately, it does it eventually.
Yeah, and so we know that, but I'm more interested. I've never seen, I've never read an article. I've never even seen anything that describes exactly what it would do to me if I was in Nagasaki or Hiroshima when that was dropped.
Right.
I've never seen that. So we know that it's deadly, but we don't know exactly how it's deadly.
Well, it's deadly because it's radiation, and radiation, I'm trying to remember exactly what radiation does.
Well, I know that
it's dangerous. You don't want to get near radiation, okay?
I did. I had them aim it straight at my throat, and it fucked it up.
Here's an interesting story. The 3 actors that I can name were working a movie out in the Nevada desert called The Conqueror, I believe it was called. It was starring John Wayne, Susan Hayward, a guy by the name of Mexican actor named Pedro Almendarez.
Yeah.
And they just worked this movie, and they finished the movie, and they all went back, and all 3 of them died of cancer, probably from the radiation, because what happened while they were doing the movie, they were also blowing bombs off in the Nevada desert, and the cloud of radiation went over the set and just kind of stopped there and kind of radiated them, moved on or whatever. And a few years later, they all died from cancer, and they think it was all caused by this radiation.
Well, but see, and on the other hand, isn't it ironic that I had cancer, and so they used radiation
that radiate you,
to nuke it? Yeah.
Well, to begin with, that's targeted radiation.
Right.
I mean, they're doing to you what a bomb would do to the entire flesh if it affected it. But
I wouldn't recommend it.
They're doing it to your cancer. Now, I guarantee you that if we come back 100 years from now, maybe 200, they don't do that to solve cancer. They'll find that almost barbaric.
Yeah, because it destroys your existing infrastructure, what makes your body work. You know, I can't swallow much anymore. My salivary glands.
Salivary
glands.
Come on, try to spit.
You almost can't. I'm always thirsty. So what it does is just goes in and dismantles your existence.
I think we're going to find that handling it that way was wrong, and handling it another way might have been better, but we didn't have the technology.
Right, and it's a way to treat it. It's just kind of like I think it's just shy of a placebo.
Well, it's not a placebo because in many cases it saves your life.
Right, but how do I know that if I just laid off the treatment, I wouldn't have healed myself?
Well, we don't know that. You
No.
want to take that chance?
You know, if I had it again, I don't think I'd do radiation. I might even not do chemo. Man, I'm 66. I take that back. And I'm going to die of something. And I don't worry about what's going to make me die. I know it. It's a done deal. So, I feel that I've lived enough years that it was worthwhile. I don't know that I need to postpone the inevitable.
I'm sitting here trying to think. I think that you should do something about it, mainly because I love you, and I don't want to see anything bad happen to you. I understand what you're saying. I don't know if I could do it for myself because I'm afraid of dying.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Marjorie has said this. She said, if I get something terrible, I'm just going to let it happen. At my age, what does it matter?
Right. Yeah, because we're past the stage where they look at the obituary and say, "Oh, he was so young."
Well, they didn't do what they did to my prostate,
yeah.
I'd probably still be here.
Yeah, but would you have had constant problems urinating? It would have affected it.
No, it didn't. That wasn't the reason I got it. It was because tests showed that I had cancer of the prostate. It was not a lot. It was very small and minor. But what they did is completely decimate my prostate in the process.
Right.
They can remove it or they can leave it in and do what they did to me. And in my case, my doctor went in there, stuck his finger up there, and said, "Your prostate's flat now."
And what are you doing Saturday?
They let all the air out of it. Yeah. But I mean, it just.
But I wonder, they've never, have they ever approached it that way? Like, we'll wait and see.
Well, there is a wait and see thing. But in this case, they waited, and then they saw. And what they saw was a small amount in a test of prostate cancer.
Right.
Now, as to whether that would have gotten larger, we don't know.
Yeah.
As to whether that have spread to somewhere else, we don't know, but they didn't want to take the chance.
That's it, see, not taking the chance. I'm a little more of a chance taker, I guess, than your average Joe.
But and the question is, would I still be alive today? I think so.
Yeah.
But I'd be worrying every morning when I got up whether the prostate cancer was getting worse,
Yeah. It's more of a mind game at that point.
And at that point in my life, I went, go ahead, do it,
Yeah.
And then I have the what do you call it, CLL, which is leukemia.
Yeah,
which is a
blood disease, right?
Blood disease. But it has not manifested itself enough that it causes any problems or that it shows up. I should be getting marks on I have a mark here on my arm, but it's where the watch is, and probably black and blue from that. But I don't really have any of the signs of it. So, and I'm going in next Monday. I go in for my every 6-month test, and they take my blood and they see what's happening there. And basically, they've seen nothing progress, nothing that bothers them or causes them problems.
And at this point, there are the military or the medical industrial complex.
There we go.
Is a huge part of our culture. I mean, if we took that away, like today, the culture would fail to function.
But when you talked about wait and watch, that's exactly
Yeah.
what my leukemia is, wait and watch. And then
Yeah.
when they finally see something which is acting up that is being caused by the leukemia or something in the blood that, whatever, they just say, we give you a little pill. He says, that's it. He said, that'll take care of it. I said, am I going to die of this? He said, no, you'll die with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty good answer, and I don't mind that I'm going to die with it.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, the reason we don't have a cure for cancer is because right now it's in place. There are so many lives and careers. You know how much the cancer treatment industry?
Forget it. Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I don't think there's a huge incentive to get something better. But if you've undergone radiation on something you can feel, like something you use to talk, something you use to swallow, something you use, it would change your tune, I think. It did mine, radiation. I don't know that I'd do it again.
Well, I did radiation. I did what they call it's a faster radiation. It's done over, what was it? It was about 5 treatments.
Pronto rad.
Well, no, it's called stereotatic radiation.
Yeah.
And they have a name for it that's a commercial name, but I can't remember now what they call it. Because I can't remember anything. But stereotatic, and they just do 5. I think it was 5 that I did, and they just do it about every other day for a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then you're good to go from the radiation, and then they put the seeds in there. They didn't want to take any chances. Plus, this guy was the seed maven. He was the guy who he did like. I said, "Are you sure these kind of things work?" He says, "I've done 4,000 of them."
So they ain't hurting.
And one of the people he did it on was Rudy Giuliani. Yeah.
So you're part of an elite prostate.
I don't even want to think about it. I never, in all the time I went to this doctor, who was going to save my life, essentially, did I ever look at him and go, why'd you do Rudy Giuliani? Couldn't you just let him die?
Well, he was an okay guy. I think his cause is alcoholism. I really do. As a person who is an alcoholic and doesn't drink anymore, you can kind of see it in people's behavior. And I thought for a while, like starting in the aughts, that he might have trouble there.
It's funny how you see things in other people. When I watch somebody on television and they're older and they're walking a certain way, I go, he's got neuropathy.
Because you know the signs.
I know the signs.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump, I think, has neuropathy.
Yeah, because once you reach a certain age, your chance of having neuropathy.
Folks, you've started getting neuropathy when you have to hold on to the handrail going down a flight of stairs.
Now, I do that. I looked after my little baby niece for a while, and I would instruct her while we were walking around, always use the handrail. So I got in the habit of always using the handrail.
Well, you use the handrail because your balance is off. I remember when I used to run up and down stairs. I didn't, handrail? What handrail?
Yeah. I could do without it, but I figure it's not going to hurt. It's a good safety.
I barely can walk up steps because the neuropathy gives me a bad idea of where the stairs are.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
It gives you a false sense of stability.
I can also tell that Donald Trump has, what's it called, where you have obsessive compulsive disorder.
How can you tell?
Because I have the same thing, but I'm in a minor way. Whenever I do something where I'm kind of not sure of it, it could be going down a flight of stairs or whatever, I will tap whatever I'm using 5 times.
Like
sometimes I'll tap the side of my thigh.
Yeah.
5 times.
And is it 5 or?
And I noticed when he was going up the plane.
Yeah.
When he first got on the handrail, he tapped it.
Really?
And then when he got to the top, he used the handle all the way up. When he got to the top, he tapped it again.
That's interesting.
He
Yeah,
has
because
obsessive compulsive disorder.
yeah, that's which is more common. The thing about obsessive compulsive disorder, it takes hostages. If you're married to, let's
Oh,
presume
are
you're
you
married.
kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah, because they're convinced that that has to be the
I
way
mean,
it is.
I don't say it to her because she yells at me, but I think Marjorie has obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh, my husband
Everything's
admits
got to
to
be
it,
done her way in a certain set of specifications.
or it throws them off.
Yeah, as I tell Marjorie every now and then, you've made me a prisoner.
That's it. I said, I use the
And
hostage.
you say Rick is kind of that way.
No, not kinda.
Not kinda.
And he admits to it to a degree, but he doesn't realize how it has infiltrated every aspect of his behavior. And I mean, you have to accept people, your spouse, warts and all. And so I try to, but it's hard to reason with a person who has OCD because they are convinced it has to be this way. But I talked to my psychiatrist about it, and she said it's an anxiety reducer. They're doing that OCD activity to reduce their inner anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that helped me be a little more patient.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, when you live with somebody who kind of has that, you just live by their rules. That's it.
And it's not fair. And after a while, you kind of resent it because they want to act like, yeah, that's the way it should be. And it's not the way it should be. It's just
But the way you want it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the most. I think it's one of the most.
But it's easier for me to give into it and just keep Marjorie happy than make her unhappy.
That's it. That's it. They wear us down.
Yeah.
They wear us down and make us a
Well,
hostage.
let me make an announcement here. It's not here yet because we're doing it early in the show. But guess what I'm getting today?
What?
My luggage.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, I wonder how many times it's been rifled through.
Well, yeah, that'd be interesting to see. It could have shifted inside.
Well, we should call Kalshi and see what the odds are that your camera will still be in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, what happened is I knew, I was talking to Len, who was my little travel agent guy, about the whole thing, and I had my Find My app up, and I had it up so that I could see my bag in Frankfurt. And it's interesting because you can move in on it, you can move around. I could tell you exactly where it was. If I was in that place, if I were at FedEx, which is where it was, I could go to the exact place that it was. That's how good these air tags are.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, I'm talking to him, blah, 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 and all of a sudden I look at the screen and it says Newark, New Jersey.
Hey, it's getting closer.
Yeah, well, no, it was there. I saw it moving out of the plane. I didn't, you don't see it move with the people carrying it, but you see the icon, and it was just moving. Then it was moving to another place. And it finally moved to a whole baggage area out in the front of the terminal, and it sat there, and it sat there, and it sat there for what seems like the longest time, but it was only since yesterday. And then Marjorie, who I guess was one of the people on the flight, the thing that said who was there, they sent her an email, not an email, a text with a picture of my bag. And it simply said, "Is this yours? And if it is, call us." And she called them and they said, "Yeah, we got your bag. We want to know where to take it and where to deliver it." And they said they're going to try and deliver it today. So.
Oh, very nice. I'll be interested in what's in it.
Well, my bag's had a better vacation than I did. There's no question about that.
They did. They went to Germany. They went, all over the place.
All the places I've been, the places I've seen.
Yeah, because the air tag was a good idea, but it still doesn't ultimately.
In case people don't know what we're talking about, because I've talked about it enough. When we were on our little cruise, I never got my luggage.
Yeah, that would throw. I mean, you have a legitimate reason to have not enjoyed that vacation.
I have a legitimate reason to get my money back.
Oh, completely, Ben. Completely. I don't know if the cruise line would be liable.
I have a travel insurance that I bought from them. that I bought from
Totally.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
file it.
Yeah, no, we have,
Yeah.
you know.
Because they probably have, they have those actuaries, so they probably have a formula for exactly that sort of thing. You got there, but your stuff never arrived. There's probably,
Yeah.
a
Well, I mean,
set.
we have a right to claim the contents of the bag. See, it's considered lost after 21 days, and this is like 22 days or something.
Yay!
And so we filed that, but then now the bag's coming. So what do? Do we say forget it? No. I was put off by that. They should pay for the bag, SAS, because they didn't get it back to me in time.
Right.
You know.
Most definitely.
And that's $2,000. So,
All right. Well, that makes it a tiny bit better. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm glad you're reunited with it, because when you just lose stuff and it never comes back into your life, it's just always a little niggling.
We've also just kind of run out of time, but let me tell you one other thing. Last week we did that little thing about my trip. And
Yeah.
I basically, I didn't put it on the air. I put it up on Facebook, and I put it up on, what do you call it, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it has gotten literally thousands of views.
And did you hashtag lost luggage or?
No. These are people that just wanted to hear the whole story.
Oh.
And so I think it's about 2,500 people watched it, which is extraordinary for my stuff, because I don't know how to promote this and get it out there.
Yeah. Are
But-
you pissed at the airline?
Yeah.
Me too. Watch
Yeah.
this.
But if you go to Facebook, my Facebook page, there you are scroll down, and there's the number under it. It was like,
Oh, well,
like
I'm glad
it's
you did
two-
your stuff bag, because that's a very violated feeling.
yeah. But anyway, so you're a star.
All right.
All right.
I am the saint of lost luggage.
Shall we see you next week?
That would be ever so lovely.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us,
My pleasure. Touch.
Lawrence Thompson.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, in its 12th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And here we are, back from hell. Yes, kind of hell. Hellish. Does this look? Why does this look like I'm growing dark hair here? That's interesting. I don't know, because I've been doing. I haven't been shaving. I haven't been shaving all this. So I'm growing a beard slowly but surely. I'm growing a beard. I'll let you know when it comes out, when it comes in. Anyway, we're back. We're back from vacation, and not vacation. I'm so exhausted. To this moment, I am exhausted. I can't seem to get myself together and feeling better and all of that. And then we come back, and of course it's hot, but it was hotter in Europe just about the time we left. They were getting up into the hundreds out there, and they didn't usually get that high. And we came back, and it was a little better, but, Anyway, let me there are 4 people waiting to talk to me right now, so we'll do that and see what happens here. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. These are the people who still care about me after my vacation, so, Anyway, hello, Jeff, how are you? Good. And Kevin, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. Oh, sorry, that Kevin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. That was you.
Oh, sorry. Was that you or you?
Oh,
Me?
God. Will you guys stop it? I'm getting too old for this. Yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Kevin?
Pretty good. How are you?
Okay. And Brian,
Trying to find my stuff.
who's no longer Kevin.
I'm doing great. You missed me. You actually mentioned my name on the Monday show. So nice.
I did mention you on the Monday show because we did miss you, but I assume you were busy with business.
Sort of, but then I totally forgot. I was thinking this would be your first show back. But I remember how much you love the Monday show.
Yeah, well.
I never miss you.
So we didn't remember as much, but anyway. How are y'all doing? And, of course, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. How you doing?
Hey, how was your trip, Alex? Sorry.
And your point is exactly.
What? So was that a real picture of your luggage? Was it getting closer to you?
That is where I have. I had this air tag. And might I suggest that every one of you, if you're going traveling or you even have stuff at home like a wallet or whatever, put an air tag in it.
My keys.
Because I knew where this luggage was up to about 15 feet. I mean, if I could have gotten to Frankfurt, Germany, I could have walked to the FedEx. Could have gone to the FedEx, and in the back lot, the FedEx was my luggage. But I'm not going to Frankfurt. I just got back from Europe. That's enough for me. You got them. See? You've got, that's the outside. That's, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I can't lose these.
I got one in Marjorie's wallet and in her bag, but they don't work because the batteries are dead. Have you ever tried to open those things up to put the battery in? Not easy. Not easy. I have to use pliers.
Yeah, in 30 years, it won't be easy for me.
No, it isn't easy.
Wet your fingers, let them dry a little bit, and then twist it.
Twist it which way, though?
Lefty loosey.
Lefty loosey. Let's see.
Loosey,
To the
right?
left. The left would be, well, that's to the right.
Counterclockwise. Well, they got to go in opposite directions.
To open it up is counterclockwise?
Yep.
Okay.
Just mail them to me. I'll open for you, and I'll send it back to you.
Okay.
Then if they get lost, you can find them.
I'll tell you, this was amazing. It was just amazing. I mean, but it was also frustrating. Hello, Tommy Yamaguchi. I was just, God, it drove me nuts because I knew where it was. That was the problem. And nobody would listen to me. Nobody.
I had lost luggage in Hawaii, and when I found it in SFO, it was just like in the sea. This one caged area. It was just there's just luggage everywhere.
Yeah. Well, my luggage today or yesterday, it arrived at Newark. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's good. I'm glad I know where it is, but I don't hear from anybody. Right? What are they expecting me to do? Go out and get it? What? I don't know. I got to get a note where it is. Finally, Marjorie got a text because the account was in both our names. She got a text saying, with a picture, "Is this your baggage?" And we got back to them and said yes. And they said one thing and another, and blah, 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 blah. And what's your name? And can we call you back or whatever? Anyway, they took all the information they had to have, and they're delivering it tomorrow afternoon. You know, you had it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks already. Don't you think maybe you could get it back a little faster than 2 days while it's here? Meanwhile, I look at my luggage and it's sitting out in the middle of the road somewhere. So, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't broken into and everything's gone.
Well, I don't think that happened. I would imagine that didn't happen, although I don't trust TSA, believe it or not. I had something stolen from me in a bag once.
Your Sirius radio was stolen, right?
Huh?
Was your Sirius radio was stolen?
That was what it was. Yes, you remember my career. Okay. When I'm gone, would you like to take my career over?
Yes, I go first.
Yes, it was a Sirius radio. It was a portable Sirius radio. And I went in there and it was gone. And when I reported that it was gone, TSA wouldn't admit that any one of their people would have taken it. Oh, we're way too honest. How much are they paying you? $3 an hour. Well, I think they're not to be trusted, But, the air tags are, I'll swear by them. I won't travel without them anymore. If I ever travel again, I got to tell you, the most exhausting part about traveling is going and coming back. When you're on the boat, it's nothing. You're just lying there vegging. And that's probably half a problem, too, that I was vegging so much. But I had to veg. I didn't have any clothes to wear.
Well, sometimes going there is really exciting, and then coming back is painful.
I wasn't that excited about going, to be honest with you. You know, I wish I was, but I wasn't that, you know, that excited. But, you know, we went. We were going to give it a good try, you know. We had never done a cruise, and we figured we would do it. And we bought the most expensive cruise we could get with a large enough room that we wouldn't kill each other. And, you know, with a nice big veranda or whatever they call those things out on the, you know. And, you know, you have this idea that you're going to be on this cruise. The idea of a cruise is you're going to be on this cruise, and you're going to be out on this little porch or whatever it is they call it.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Balcony is what
Balcony.
they call it. Yeah.
Excuse me, I have to have the proper terms. I mean, you don't call it a boat, it's a ship, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was, you know, out on the balcony, and you're sitting out on the balcony and the ocean is going by, and, you know, you can just, like, read a book or play with your iPad or whatever, you know? No, that isn't the way it is. It's stuck in a dock 20 miles away, 30 miles away, maybe 40 miles away from your nearest destination, and the one they say you're going to, where you figure your boat is going to be, but no, it's not there. To go to Rome, it took us 2 hours on a very bad bus, okay? And you don't see any ocean going by. One time they do a whole day out on the ocean, and that's it. You know, but otherwise, the only time they're on the ocean is at night. And what are you doing at night? You're sleeping.
Drinking.
And
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're drinking. And when you wake up in the morning, you're wherever you're going to be, in front of another barge. You know, so it's kind of. I wish I could say that it was a wonderful experience going on a cruise, but anybody here? Any of you take a cruise? You've taken cruises, Charlie. You like them, right?
I love them.
What do you love about them?
I love seeing weird places like the Mayan ruins and.
Oh well, that's
It's
exciting if you can
great.
still walk. You
Yeah,
know.
Swimming with the dolphins was great in the Cayman Islands.
Wow. Well, you sound like you have a good time.
Yep.
When's the last?
I love the food. You guys are complaining about the food Monday. I always gain 10 or 12 pounds.
Yeah,
in
but
7
what
days.
cruise? Wait a minute, what cruise line were you on?
I've been on both Royal Caribbean and Carnival.
They
I like
suppose
Royal Caribbean.
they supposedly have pretty good food, but you have how many restaurants on those boats?
Oh, they have tons of restaurants, 9 or 10.
Yeah, well,
because-
we only had like 4 or 5 to choose from. So if you're there
Yeah,
for
but we always
15
had
days,
5,000 or 6,000 people on our cruise.
5 or 6,000 people.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
there was
Going on
cities
a
on
cruise
boats.
to get away from people? You know.
No, there's plenty of places on the ship to get away from people.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the water.
We let's go exploring and find all these.
Well, we
nice
only
out-
had
places.
900 people on our cruise.
Yeah.
You know, no kids. Thank God, no kids.
You could have taken Adrian. You would have had a really fun time.
Couldn't take Adrian. You couldn't take Adrian because they don't take kids on these boats. You have to be 18 and over.
She looks 18.
She looks 18 already.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it was. I mean, I'm not saying that the boat wasn't nice, and the food was moderately okay. I didn't find it exceptional. There was one restaurant we went to on several occasions because you didn't have to have any reservations, and we went to it a couple of times, and it was pretty good. They changed the menu every 3 days.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good, but the rest of the food, they had an Italian restaurant that was god awful. And this thing travels by Italy, for crying out loud. Just get off the boat and get a bucket and go get some food, you know? It's decent. And I'm telling you, any food you'd get by getting off the boat and getting a bucket would be better than what they had, because Italian food at a gas station is great. But anyway, so that, that was the trouble we had with food also, because, if you were going to use each restaurant once every day that you were there and then repeat it a third time, it's a bit much to be having the same food on the same ship.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, they all kind of pool their resources to get their dishes and so on. But, I heard that on Virgin, which we didn't take, which was the one we canceled because I got sick, is really quite terrific. The food's supposed to be incredible on Virgin. But Viking was a very nice, accommodating ship. I often describe the people there who we dealt with as being very accommodating and very nice. So much so that I felt I was dealing with a cult. Yes, oh, Mr. Schwarzman, can we, and they were always there if I wanted a soda. Man, it was there within 5 minutes. They were really good about it. And I have no complaint with Viking. I do have a complaint with the fact that, no, they didn't lose my luggage. Scandinavian Airways lost my luggage. And I might add that on the plane going, their food was horrendous.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it was just terrible. Wait a minute, I better not say that till I get my luggage back tomorrow.
When I've gone to Sweden for work, they have like continental breakfast or whatever they call it. And it's very interesting.
What do you mean it's interesting? Explain.
They don't have like American style breakfast, so it's like sort of like a lot of grains and
God,
then some meat sliced up. Yeah,
it's kind of what they serve you for free at IKEA, isn't it?
Yes. Swedish meatballs.
yeah, but we had they had something for dinner. I mean, we were in business class, okay? We weren't getting the crummy food, so I'm wondering what was happening to the people in the back of the plane. It was terrible. It was just terrible. And on the other hand, when we came back on Portuguese airline, their food was literally incredible. I told Marjorie, I said, this is good. This isn't just good food. It's a good meal. I'd pay for this in a restaurant. And but then we came back. The other thing I had a chance to check out, and you might want to know about this because you're all getting older, is that how each airline treats their passengers who are disabled. And I got to tell you, in each country as well. What do you call it? SAS. They reluctantly pushed us around. Okay, on wheelchairs. But however, when we took Portuguese airline, man, they were incredible. I mean, they were so into saying we really want to make sure you're okay and that you're taken care of, and I just really liked the way they took care of us. The problem was we got back to the United States, and oh God. I came into Newark, and we told them we had to have a wheelchair at every station. So we go in, and they wheel us in a wheelchair, and then they take us to another wheelchair, and then it's one person wheeling two chairs, pushing two chairs. Wow. I mean, these people, I don't know. There was a woman who was doing one of them, and she was like muscular, But I just went, you really disrespect people who have a disability this badly, So anyway, we had, that was our vacation. But the best part, of course, was the church in France, the Familia Sagrada.
It's funny. I had two different friends that were there, like the same few days. I don't know exactly what day you were there because I know you're filming from there in pictures, but it's like they're right around the same time. Yeah. Very popular right now to go.
Oh, it's great, and it was great to we paid somebody to take us around. We took a limousine, and we had a woman, and she actually put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me around, so I had like a camera dolly. So I got some great shots of just zooming through the churches, the church and everything. But it was wonderful. It was just wonderful. It just takes your breath away. But that made that was nice. That was a good way to finish the vacation. But I still didn't have my luggage.
Yeah. And comfortable shoes, right? You said you had comfortable shoes.
I
to
have
walk
shoes that they're boots actually. They're kind of boots. But because they're boots, they have a kind of, the sides go up,
Support.
So there's some support there, and I like them. They're very good. I could have done a lot more walking. By the time I came back, however, I have to say, I really couldn't walk anymore. I mean, I'm walking better now. But when I first came back, when we were coming back, last few days on the ship, I couldn't walk. It was horrible. And it had, I think, a lot to do with just, the depression I was in on this thing and, just, I don't know, whatever. But I'm getting better, but I'm just tired all the time. I'm just exhausted. I think if you travel for 2 weeks like that, it takes 2 weeks to get back in shape, So I'm waiting for the end of this week. Oh, yeah, we'll have a heat wave here. Supposed to be 100 on the 4th of July. Right? Oh, well, guess who knows that? Jeff? They say it's going to be that hot up there in Connecticut?
Yeah, just about 999.
And when we left Europe,
Whatever.
they were having the highest temperatures, I think, almost in history. It was like amazing how bad it was. Oh, look, he's coughing. Somebody, give him Heimlich, quick. You
It'll be
okay?
hotter in New York than it is in Texas.
You okay, Jeff?
4th of July.
Okay, he's okay. He has to. You got to get up. Oh, there.
Nurse.
Pam.
What'd you say?
Said Pam.
Pam. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
What
I
was
think it's going to be like 80 or 85 here. So
Really? It's going to be 100 degrees here, and they always give you. They don't say how much the temperature is going to be anymore. They give you the feel like,
Yeah.
and they say it's going to feel like 110. I'd prefer you just to give me the temperature that it's going to be. Okay? I don't want to know it's going to feel like 110. I'm just that way. So anybody do anything interesting while I was gone?
Cried.
I'm
What?
bored.
Yeah,
got
we
a
were
lot of stuff.
bored.
Got a lot of stuff done on the nights. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I missed you guys. I missed everybody, and I just, I had a fairly exhausting trip. So, and it wasn't. So we're trying to get our money back from the insurance company because we feel that we were robbed of the vacation because of the
Yeah. We were.
I don't think a vacation technically begins until the time you get your luggage and you start unpacking,
Pack, change, get shorts on.
Yeah, get shorts on. I didn't have any shorts to wear on the boat. They gave me some a bathing suit, but I didn't want to wear that around all the time,
Speedo.
No, it wasn't a
Speedo.
Speedo, but... And then they gave me this shirt, which is very nice, by the way. They went out, I don't know, they got a Ralph Lauren shirt, and then I got another shirt that's kind of nice. It's okay. This one's the nice one, the really nice one. And then they got me a pair of pants you will not believe. I don't know what these things are. I have no idea what you call them, but they were not. They weren't any kind of comfortable pants. I don't know what they were. So it was very nice of them to kind of give me that. But basically, I had to wear my jeans, and I basically wore my T-shirt from the physical therapy place. So that was it.
You didn't get any clothes while you were there. You just basically got what they gave you.
Well, what's his name? Our conservative friend,
Bill?
Phil. He wrote me and said, well, if you're in Monaco, why don't you just go buy some clothes? You get off the boat, you had to walk about a mile, and I wasn't in any condition to do that. And then, of course, in Monaco, you know how much a pair of pants is going to cost you. You know.
Charge it back to the airline.
Oh, I would. In fact, now we're trying to collect the money on the luggage because as of the 21st day, which is just passed, it's technically lost. So you can collect on it after a certain amount of time. And I feel that I really need it because, you know, I'm exhausted, you know, from that whole situation. But I'm sure you're tired of hearing about it. I did a thing with Lori. I don't want to make you all jealous. I did a thing with Lori about it, you know, when I got back. And it was pretty good, you know. And I told her all about the vacation and everything, and I put it on all by itself on Facebook. And believe it or not, we got about 2,500 views on that thing. Which, hell, if I got 2,500 views on this thing every night, I'd be delighted. So I was happy with that kind of response to it. And people wanted to hear about the whole trip. They love to hear it when I'm miserable and I don't have a good vacation. You know, if I had a good vacation, they go, forget it. We're not getting our money's worth.
Isn't that what they call good radio?
Yeah, it's called good radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to call Rush Limbaugh good radio, too.
Yeah.
You know. So
Is he
anyway.
alive still?
Huh?
Is he
He's
dead?
not coming anymore.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead. I kind of liked him. You know, I mean, I felt that of all the people doing shows like that, because he was the first, you know, he was kind of the Stepin Fetchit of talk radio. I always explain that Stepin Fetchit, who was a black comedian, was the first guy to do that kind of character, you know, feats don't fail me now and that kind of thing. But everybody blames him for setting the stereotype, but who made the stereotype were all the people that came after him who wanted to imitate him, like Mantan Moreland, Willie Best, and so on. The same was true of Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh wasn't bad, but Rush Limbaugh just had crappy politics, but he was funny and he ran a very entertaining show. And yet, because he was so successful, because he was entertaining, all these other people come along and try to imitate him, like Sean Hannity and, you know, all of the right-wing guys. And I go, you know, don't blame Rush Limbaugh. He just did it because it seemed like a good thing to do. It was everybody that came after him that were the villains, you know.
When I was driving, that's all I listened to, you know, in the AM radio on the trucks a lot of times because you go through so many areas that's the strongest signal. And I always listened to KGO, and then when I got tired of that, I'd go to Rush Limbaugh, and then I'd go back and forth. It was like watching Fox and MSNBC or whatever.
And you're a right winger, a left winger. You know, you're a lefty. I know you.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, but you found him funny, didn't you? You found him entertaining.
Yeah.
You listened to him
I
because he
kept
was
going back.
entertaining, not because you agreed with his politics.
Exactly. I'd yell at him while I was driving down the road
Yeah.
with 80,000 pounds.
Well, that's Marjorie here if I put on, even if I put on MS Now, and they're running a clip or press conference with Donald Trump, she's yelling at the TV set. I can be sitting in here and I'll hear it. I don't know who's on. Because she's yelling,
Oh, shut up, you asshole.
No, shut the fuck up. That's what she says all the time.
That's what Robert De Niro said.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, I go into her and I go, Marjorie, do you think he can really hear you or even cares about you? You know, come on. You know, so, but I didn't mind Rush Limbaugh. I thought he was fine.
Well, Alex, I talked to you before about Joe Pine.
Oh, Joe Pine was the original.
Joe Pine was my mother loved Joe Pine on KLAC.
Well, because he was. Any people here know who Joe Pine was?
Probably not. No.
Joe Pine was
I
what?
lived in Southern California in the '60s.
Early '60s. Okay.
The mid-late 60s, something like he was there.
And
for
my
a while.
first wife worked for him for a while.
You told me that. Yeah.
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 And he was a really nice guy, by the way. You know, I'd walk down the street with him, and some guy would come over and say, "Can I have $1?" You know, one of those guys, mendicant we call them, and he would pull his money out of his pocket and take about a $5 bill, more than the guy ever wanted at that time, and hand it to him. And then he looked at me and went, "You mention that to anybody and I'll kill you." You know, because he was a softie. He was a nice guy. And he did the original, somebody phones up and he doesn't agree with them, he hang up on them.
Go gargle with razor blades.
Go gargle with razor blades.
Go.
Yeah, that's what he would say. So he was the first one, but he was the extreme in that you knew he was kidding. You know, this couldn't be for real. Go gargle with razor blades, you know. But when Limbaugh came along, I think he kind of was influenced by Pine.
Yeah.
But he didn't take that mean approach with people if he disagreed with them. He would just yell at them, you know, "You're wrong. You're not telling me."
Plus, there were several iterations between Pine and Limbaugh, like Wally George and.
Yeah, these were all the L.A. guys, but they were trying to imitate Pine.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
And actually, the radio station that Pine worked at, they actually went all talk because of him. They did a whole all talk format for the whole day.
Who was this?
KLAC.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did it completely. They had a whole bunch of talk show hosts.
Yeah, but even then they had a variety of opinions.
They had a variety of opinions.
I mean,
right?
you could go to a place like KABC in Los Angeles, and you had, I can't remember who the right-wing guy was there, but you had the people who were very much left-wing. It was a nice variety of opinion, you know. And when I was at WMCA in New York, I don't think we were all left-wing, you know. So,
Right.
huh?
I always thought that a variety of people.
Yeah, it was a variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
you
I
know.
listened to that when I was, I don't know, 9 years old, 10 years old.
Oh, thank you.
Well, sorry.
I wasn't alive in the early 60s.
You weren't even alive then?
Not in the early 60s.
Oh, somebody just kill me now, please.
Telling you,
Huh?
I'm telling you, I'm about to get older and older every day.
You don't get any younger every day. That's for damn sure.
Ain't going backwards.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so I've just been tired. My eyes have been burning. It's allergies in New York. I finally got Marjorie to close the windows because I convinced her that on a hot day you want to close the windows. You don't want to open them because all you're going to get is, number one, you're going to get pollen. And secondly, and worst of all, you're going to get the heat.
Yep.
Yeah. So you close your windows on a hot day. You turn on the fans. If you've got air conditioner, turn that on, you know. We've got 2 air conditioners we run in this house, and they're all in this end of the house. And we just come back here and we're in this bubble, this air-conditioned bubble. But we can't run too many air conditioners, otherwise our electricity goes out. And then we have to send the super downstairs to flip the switch.
Wow.
Oh, bad boy. You know, it just ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, here's the best part. I want to tell you the best part. You're going to love this. Oh, here comes Tony. Oh. I wonder what he wants. Hello, Tony.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're
I heard
frozen.
you guys talking about Limbaugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex, can I ask you a quick question?
I know you can ask me a quick
Ask
question.
me anything.
'Cause I used to ask this to Shaki. Remember, Alex, do you think, I know you never met him, but when did this whole thing, like, Limbaugh, do you think he really believed in everything he said, or was that really an acting job?
I don't know. and I don't really care. I think he was just in the earliest parts of his career, he's really entertaining. The more he believed in what he was saying, I think the less entertaining he became. But in the beginning, I don't think he believed it particularly. You know, he just did it because there was an empty spot there for opinion. In fact, he was doing conservative talk. If you had an opinion, you had to have people on for equal time. And one day, the government said the equal time provision is out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when he said, "Here I go." And then he went full conservative, because most radio at that time was kind of in the middle or to the left. And he saw an opening for a spot there. And it was a big spot, you know.
Because, you know, when I can't stand, I go over to Fox because it's bizarre world. Because Trump, I can't even watch the news anymore with him. You see the interview today, he must have made $4 billion and with the crypto and all this bull.
Yeah.
And he's basically, you have a crook in the White House, really.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's
get away
funny.
with
But some people are starting to ask the questions. There was a guy, and I can't remember his name, he was a senator. He got up in front of the Senate the other day, and he had this graph that went like a huge, sidewalk. Yeah. And he went through the first year and a half or year and three quarters, it was a year and a half of Trump. And he said, here he did this and he did that. And he talked about all the things he did that if anybody else had done them in the past, they'd be in jail now. You know? And he has just taken the White House to him as a cash cow. That's the only way he looks at being president. He doesn't look at it as something he does for the people and that he's at the disposal of the people. He just, you know, he's just making as much money as is humanly possible. So far, supposedly, they say, I guess the estimates are anywhere between $2.5 billion to $4 billion.
Yes. And you know what's funny, Alex? And even what I told this to my brother. He says, you know, you're right about that. He's basically, Trump did this. Well, first of all, he took democracy, threw it out the window. That's number one. He's basically taken the middle class, I said, and turned them against the lower class. And they're more worried about the 1%. It's almost like he's like, if you're middle class, it's like he's turning them against the bottom feeders themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And he's getting away with it. Is it? I really think people are just. You're going to look back on.
Well,
history,
see,
right?
here's what's terrible about it. You know,
Yeah.
You can rob the bank, but you got to give something to somebody to be able to rob that bank. And unless you're keeping the public happy, you can't rob very much longer. He isn't a smart thief, is what his problem is. And I think it's getting to a point now where it's all turning on him. And the Republicans are getting to the point where they say, I don't know if we should back this guy. You know, we got to back off of defending him all the time, because once this really becomes a big deal, you know, if the Democrats win the next midterms, they're going to go after him legally for all this stuff, you know. And it's theft. It's not theft.
I mean,
Well, they've got Mike Johnson as their protection. That's the thing.
yeah, you
You
haven't
hear
seen
that?
that.
You hear that? He was. I'm trying to remember which group he was speaking before, but Johnson was saying that if the Democrats win the midterms, we're all going to get investigated, or you're going to. I think he was actually talking. To
Well,
the,
of course you should
Actually telling
be.
the truth,
You
yeah.
should be.
Heritage. He was talking about Heritage Foundation. He says half of you are going to invest, but I'm your protection. You know,
Oh,
it's like,
really?
yes, he
Oh,
said.
really? He's going to be the first one to get thrown out.
Well,
You
I
know.
can't stand that guy.
Huh?
He's such a smug bastard. Like you want to.
No, but the reason he's gonna have problems is because the rest of the Republicans are gonna say, you've done this, you've had us going and defending Trump for too long now, get lost. You know, so he's going to get his comeuppance too. It's all going to fall apart if the left wing wins the midterms.
And that SAVE Act, they threw that shit right out the window. Because it's only fixed when they're going to ready. He knows the trade winds are blowing that we're going to lose. So now if we don't pass this, they're going to steal the election.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Hey, you
still a
just
bunch
won
of people
2
who
years.
still believe this guy. You
Yeah.
know, they believe everything he
That's-
says. So, you know, but that's not going to save his ass. There are not enough of them. You know, and of course, what I love is, you know, his koi pond, or the reflecting pool, as other
Yeah.
people call it.
He blamed the
No,
left
it-
wing side.
The passports are even worse.
They never got the phones either.
Well,
remember?
well, the koi pond, here's what happens with the reflecting pool. He, in order to make it seem like it wasn't his fault, people went in there and
Yeah.
sabotaged it.
Come on.
They sliced it, but it was
It's
paint.
wide open. Come on.
Well,
So they drove over it.
I think what the slice was,
Yeah.
is they mistook it for, is its drainage. It's a place where it drains or something. It's not. Nobody took a. You couldn't take something like that, make that long a slit in the thing. He just wants to blame this on sabotage, and there are people who believe that.
Yeah. I
And,
mean, it's
and happy 4th of July. You're going to go to Washington to celebrate the 4th of July? That's terrific. Go out to the reflecting pool, and you can see it over the fence.
Come on, exactly. It's like, how do they believe this? They just said stupid.
No, but this was the biggest, I think the biggest screw up I can think of in years by anybody. You know. And it's all because he hired some pool contractor from
Yeah,
near
from
Mar-a-Lago, who was a
Flushing
friend
over
of
here,
his,
Bahama.
and a no-bid contract, and the guy didn't know what he was doing.
Exactly.
He
This
said,
is
boy, this
what
is the biggest pool I've ever done, you know.
It's like the guy coming to your house and trying to fix your chimney.
Well-
He did this to my mother once, Alex. I came home for lunch, and I says, "Mom, why is there a guy in the roof?" "Oh, they said there's birds stuck in the chimney." I says, "No, there's not." I had to get the guy out of the house because he said there was smoke coming. I says, "Mom, because they fooled these people. My mother didn't know any better. I had to chase the guy out of the fucking house."
Yeah. But
We'll
anyway,
give you a
so,
free look. I said,
Yeah.
"Come on, Mom, what are you doing here?"
what was it? One other thing I wanted to tell you guys. Something.
The other one is
Oh.
the passports. He
Oh,
supposedly
yeah.
put his name on there and said, "Welcome, be good," or something like that.
What did that?
Does it say that?
I
Yeah,
wish
it says
you-
welcome, yeah, and be good while you're here, whatever.
Yeah, be good. Yeah, something like that.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. On a passport?
Yeah, it has nothing to
got
do
It
with
his-
it.
has nothing to do with being good. It's not people coming into the country. It's us leaving.
It says-
Exactly. Those are the ones that he
Yeah.
has his face on.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't believe any of this.
No, it says only if you're white you can come into the country under Trump.
Yeah.
If you're another color, get out.
Well, you know, I got to tell you something. This is absolutely god awful truth. I mean, we came back into the United States, and I was expecting, because it's the Trump era, that
Yeah.
we would come in and they'd look at the passport, and then they'd look at us and look at the passport again and hold it up to the light or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then they would stamp it.
Oh.
Okay? They didn't even stamp it. They looked at it and they go through, go on. So now we go to the place where you pick up your luggage, or Marjorie picked
heard
up
they
her
stole your
luggage,
bag.
not me. There was no luggage for me to pick up. And she gets her luggage, and we're wheeling it out, and we're expecting, and this has always happened when I was wheeling out, when you get close to the doors, you had these tables, these long tables, and many times they would just take your suitcase and put it up on there and say, "Would you open that up, please?" And you'd open up a little bit, and they'd look inside, just a cursory look, and they'd let you go on, okay? What do you think happened to us?
They passed it right through. Did you even
Nothing.
You could have
Nothing. There
bombs
wasn't
here,
even a
drugs,
place
you got
where
right
they were
through.
looking at the bags.
Could have had drugs in there, Alex. You know.
I was telling drug dealers, hey, try taking a pound of coke for crying
Basically,
out
they
loud.
should just enlist the old
Dogs
people
would have
to
found
go
it.
through.
There were no dogs there.
They have
No
them in the
dog
back.
stickers?
They have
What
them
do
in
you
the
mean?
back. I used to work in customs with customs every day, and they'd do that stuff. We'd spread our stuff across the floor of the warehouse and make the dogs go through it, and all that stuff. A lot of that happens behind the scenes. And then if they suspect you, they'll let it go through, and then they'll catch you just before you leave, so that you have the bag in your
How
hand.
did that get into my bag?
But then again, they climbed the Empire State Building today, so where was
Oh,
security?
that was the one today,
That was
too.
my brother called me. He says, "There's something
Did anybody
climbing the
hear
Empire
about
State
this?
Building." What?
What's
This couple climbed to the top of the Empire State Building,
Oh, yeah.
but not the top of the Empire State Building. They went up to the top of the antenna.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what
I've
did they
been
do
up
up
there
there?
and
Oh,
looked at it,
they
went,
put a flag up there. They put a thing up there.
Yeah.
A very nice thing. It
I
was
was
not.
hoping it would say F Trump. That's what I was hoping for.
I can't remember what it said, but it was very nice sentiment. It wasn't a mean sentiment. It wasn't a political sentiment, but it was a nice moral sentiment. And then they came down to the lower part of it, and he proposed to her.
Yeah, that was
And then he pushed her off the edge. It was
Oh, God.
wonderful.
What are you talking about?
Dude, you get the signature first, though.
Yeah, right. But it really, they did that. And then they arrested them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why you arrest people for doing something like
How
that.
romantic.
The meme.
What?
The memes, they're taking the picture of them with the flag and they're putting different flags on there.
Oh, really?
He said he was.
But I couldn't figure out, why they were, arrested. What for? So they did this, okay? It's like when they arrested what's his name, the guy who did the tightrope across the.
Yeah, I told my brother about that. Shecky told me about that French guy who did the tightrope. Was that the Twin Towers?
Philippe Petit.
I watched that document. That guy had balls of steel, man.
I'm telling you, that's pretty traumatic for some people because they're afraid they're gonna fall.
Well, but they go to the circus to see the same thing. They watch Ed Sullivan to see the same thing.
Oh, they said that Lady Alex, her parents were in the circus, were trapeze or something like that, entertainers.
Oh, these
The
people?
lady who climbed today, yeah, the girl.
Well, anyway, I just so what? What are you gonna charge them with? Oh, they said trespassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the King Kong
well,
climbed
I guess
up
it was
there.
trespassing because they didn't buy a ticket. I didn't understand it. But that was what they did, and I watched them doing it, and I said, "Oh God, I could never." I have a hard time with the third floor.
Heights anyway.
Alex, exactly. I couldn't get off.
I have a hard time living on in the eighth floor of a building, for crying out loud. I look out the window and I get queasy.
That's why I like living on the first floor. I never liked living on top.
Yeah, but that was a great story. But there was something else I wanted to tell you, and no, it wasn't that. It wasn't about you could take coca through the. Yeah. Who knows what's happening there? You would just think they would have some people there to kind of say, just to put on a show. They didn't. And everybody's, it's just, I waited for it because I'm used to it, and they weren't there. So.
Lots of dogs.
Huh?
It was a Doge layoff.
I didn't even. There weren't any dogs there. I didn't see any dogs. He said they have them in the back room. I don't know what they're doing back there, playing poker.
I couldn't believe it.
Because dogs can play poker. I've seen it.
My brother called me from the city because he works for 301. He says, "Aunt, you want your news?" I says, "No, I'm packing up some comics." He goes, "Somebody's climbing the Empire State Building." I says, "Well, King Kong, come on." And I put it on. I said, "Oh my God, I got dizzy looking at it." I said,
Oh, but I think it's wonderful. I mean, they can do it. I mean, I couldn't. Apparently they aren't bothered by heights. And by the way, I think their parents are circus performers.
Yeah, the girl. Mm-hmm. She's in her parents were like trapeze things.
So they probably taught her not to be afraid of heights at all.
Yeah, they're standing there. It's crazy.
No, I can't. I can't do that. How many here have a fear of heights?
Oh, big time.
Big time.
I don't know. They have those places where they have the clear floor.
I can't do
Grand
I can't do
Canyon
that.
or
Can't
those
do that.
Places.
No.
They have the one like I don't know, Empire State or somewhere near.
No, they have one in a building here.
In Chicago, they
you
have
lean
one.
up against it, and then
Yeah,
it
the Chicago.
tilts. Yeah, Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, you
but
can walk
it'll
out on
tilt
the
you
Sears
out.
Tower. You can walk out on this glass.
Well, here they have one where you just walk out and you can see below you. You can do it on the Grand Canyon has one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, thank you.
No, I can't do that. I just, Now, here's an interesting thing.
Away from
I can get in an airplane, and I can look out the window at the ground, and I go, isn't that nice? I really like that down there. And never have a fear of that. You know why you don't have a fear of that? Because you don't have a direct sight to the ground. In other words, you have the side of a building. Now you have a connection to the ground. When you don't have a connection to the ground, you don't have a fear of heights.
Yeah, if that plane, if I was on the plane, Alex, like you said, and it was all like you could see underneath you, I would get sick then. I'd have to have a Dramamine or something.
No, but I mean, Marjorie was saying we were watching some people do, parachuting, skydiving, and she said I would never do that. And I said I'd do it in a second if it's a buddy jump with somebody. I wouldn't do it on my own, but I'd buddy jump because I said I'm not afraid of that.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I'd probably be afraid of it as the ground came closer, but
Why am I doing this?
and then I went to say to the guy, what do we do now? And he's not there anymore.
I knew I should have did this shit. I'm yelling for my mother. She's dead. She might be hearing me.
Oh man. Well,
I couldn't do that. I can't do roller coasters, so it's like no way.
Huh?
I can't do anything like that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like. My brother can do anything. I can't. I just don't have the courage to do it.
Yeah. Let me see here. I got to see. You know what I got to do here? I got to change something here because every time I reboot this audio board I have here, my what do you call it? There, is that the Ramble thing? Yeah. It changes all my musical things on the pads. So I have to go in and change it again. I always forget to do it, so I just want to do it now. So
Alex, your allergies are bad too. I was horrible all day.
Yeah, well, allergies have been my life.
Oh, I've been sneezing so much.
When I was a kid, we lived in Marin County. The guys in California know that.
That's over the Golden Gate. I saw it when I went over.
Yeah. And the acacia trees come into bloom. And I used to just wheeze my head off. And my parents, a couple of years there, they let me go through that horrible wheezing and coughing and everything. And by the third year, I'd become immune.
Really?
And that was what a doctor told them to do. I had allergies, and they said go someplace where you have where there are a lot of tree pollens and things like that. And they say he's also allergic to animals. Said get a cat and get a dog. And I just wheezed my way through a couple of seasons, and then I was fine. And I never had allergies again until I moved to New York, and then it's a different set of pollens and allergies and things like that. But up until then, I was great out in California. But But anyway, there was something I wanted to say, and I forgot. And it was attendant to the thing with the my bags and following them and so on. And there was something about my bags, but I love. Can you pick up radio with that?
What color are they today? What color, Adrian?
Hi, Adrian.
Oh.
What?
Purple? Oh, okay, yeah, it changed.
Purple. They changed the color. What color were they?
Pink.
You had pink and you had the regular ones, right?
Do they do that for
No, and then I had the navy blue ones before.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
do they do
almost
that
black.
for young ladies her age now? Give them colored braces and stuff?
Yep.
So they will just embrace them? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Embrace the brace.
Embrace the brace. Well, boy. My eyes have been burning like crazy. Well, anyway, folks, there's the theme. You hear that theme? That's the theme. I haven't heard that in, how many weeks now?
4 weeks.
About 4 weeks, Alex.
Yeah, I didn't do last week, because if I had done last week, you would have just seen somebody who was talking at walls, I just wasn't ready to do it. So I'm back. I'm doing this. Once I do it for a couple of days, I'll probably feel a lot more energetic. Meantime, hey, Jeff. Great seeing you again. Always lovely to see Kevin. Always lovely to see the other Kevin. You're going to see me next week?
Yeah, I'm going to take off to California for a few days.
Oh, okay. There's
Oh, where are you going? They going to your old house?
Yeah, and then up by you.
Oh, yeah, stop by. Text me.
Okay.
Yeah. And thanks to Brian and Adrian. Oh, look at her. She's batting her eyelashes at us.
Already.
God, she loves looking goofy. That's what's wonderful about her, you know. Anyway, okay, all right, okay. Jeez almighty. You're going to get that lens all wet. Thank you very much, Charlie, for being here. Tom Yamaguchi, always a pleasure to have you around. You lend a certain dignity to the program. And, of course, Tony, who, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Anyway, Tony, so nice to see you as well. Okay? Everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave of goodbye for you, and say goodbye to you, and we'll see you again tomorrow night. Meanwhile, we got our old friend Amy Manuel is next, right after we sign off here. She'll be taking your calls again on the same place, which is Zoom. And if you go to the Gabnet page, gabnet.net, at the third row down, there are a bunch of names, and hers is there. You click on that, it'll take you to her Zoom. In the meantime, in between time, I'll see you tomorrow night. Same station in life, same time, same station. What I used to say? See you tomorrow night. Same station in life. Well, anyway, if you see her, tell her I love her, I guess, if she still loves me after that trip.